Hi, my name is Matthias. I am a student of telematical engineer. Today we gonna speak about a paper we create in a course of security in our university called Safety is an Autonomous Pool Maintenance System. So, what is the paper talking about? This paper is the analysis of the system of autonomous pool maintenance system, include pH balance, chlorine, conductance, turbidity, or other elements. So, in introduction, today it's common that in many houses and condominiums there are swimming pools, but the maintenance of those is not simple, given the several factors must be considered in order to have clear and transparent water. In other words, we want the water is clear, safe, and very beautiful because it's for the pool. That with the less amount of possible chemical, that is because safety and because cost. So it's that reason that autonomous control can save time and money by using only the necessary chemical as well as taking care of ordering them. Those autonomous systems have under they control the direct application of chemicals in the water, as well the request of them. So in fundamental, both physical and security as well communicating between the different elements of it. This document seeks to establish the risk of threats and seeks a solution of them. Okay, for the water of a pool should be the range of pH in ranges of 7.2 to 7.6 in case of pH. In the case of pH is lower, the water is more acid, so that can cause irritation eyes and skin burn. And a lower than adequate pH can also lead the destabilization chlorine product and a corrosion in the metal part of the pool that are in contact with the water. In other words, if we don't have a good quality pH, we have lower pH, we have acid water, so that causes several problems. In the other hand, in the case that it's lower than H, the chlorine product can do his work. So we maybe have too much bacterial or biomaterial in the water, so it's not safe for the people to be in there, and also it's dangerous because can irritate and cause burn in the field in the skin. Okay, now we can speak about the chlorine because it's very important. So if the chlorine have lower than the ideal, that cause the pool don't clear well. So if we want to have a transparent and don't have marine or microorganisms in the water, is a problem. In the other hand, if we have a very high level of chlorine, that cause irritated eyes, irritating in the skin, and can cause asthma in the person and other words. So it's very important to have control the chlorine in the water, and also if we use too much, that is make a cause for the user. And other very interesting is taking about the filtration, because the filtration you not only need several hours the pool and the pump function, but if the filter is full of capacity or is dirty, you need also to clear. So that is other precaution that the system can do, because if the filter is dirty, the filter can't filter all the particular in the water. So it's for the filter is for the pool is not transparent that we want the system is. So now I'm going to speak about the state of art. Throughout there are sensor and actuators for the various problems of maintenance for the pools. Unfortunately, there are not centralized control system for swimming pool at home. That means you can't go to, I don't know, Easy or Home Center here in Chile and buy a central computer system, because in Chile we don't have, and in the domiciliary home, the domiciliary pool, we don't have the system. So only we can view about other automation system like domotic or home automatization. So but in this type, the most important is talking about the network and the network protocol and the connection. So here is the most important is it's talking about the network configuration, like we have, I don't know, a hybrid scheme, a bus network, a start, ring, match tree. So this is very important for us to understand how we can configure and create our network in our home. So now we gonna view the analysis of the system. So for the analysis, one of the fundamental part is the analysis of user case. For our system, we'll only have three cases that are configuration of the parameter associated with the chemical of the pool, recharged of the same, and configuration other parameter. What is other parameter? For example, we want the system can delivery or order some chemicals, or I don't know, maybe other parameter that is not directly from the pool system. For example, username, authentication, and another parameters. So in the parameter of pools, that means some parameter, for example, the pH level, the hour of the pump function, the hour of the chemical go to delivery in the water, and another parameter. So here we have the scheme. We have three type of user. One user is the administrator, or is the final user of the owner of the system. So other is a specialist. This can go to the home and configure the first time of, or is the technical of the company who sell the product, and the operator. So maybe the operator, the owner of the pool, have another person that make or maintains the pool, for example, filtering, recharge the chemical, or painting, or other work that the system can do. So for example, the administrator only can do all. That means configure the parameter of the pool, authorize the purchase, or say yes, buy 3 kilos of chlorine, and can recharge the chemical. So he can go and the system say, okay, you are an authorized person, and open the dispositive, because some chemical is dangerous for manipulation, like compost based in copper, that is very toxic if you add too much to the pool. Another is irritating or inclusive, dangerous for kids or for animal, for example, chlorine. So the specialist can view the parameter and return the chemical, because maybe the first time or another time the specialist can go. So, and we have the operator that he only can recharge the chemical. So for our system if the operator. So in the case of human interface, or how we can configure the system, we go to use a web service. That is because we can configure it out of the net, so we can have outsourced help. For example, we can call the company and the company can help you. So that is, we have a web server, and because the user can of the house, he can accept the buyer of the chemical. So when we have arrived to the home, the chemical also arrive. So in the case of recharge of chemical, can only be done directly because it's at some physics. So the system is able to recognize the amount of chemical available automatically. So he can generate the solicitation of purchase, and also can know how much chemical is added. So the information about the state and configuration will remain in the system, but one related to the acquisition of the chemical and backup of the configuration will be in the system in the cloud, which will be sequentially. Security is fundamental. That is because the system needs to be autonomous. If, I don't know, the user or the internet connection is compromised or is unavailable, but we want the user can save the configuration out of the system, because the system can be damaged. I don't know, some animals, some bad peoples, anything. So that is important to take the a backup. So now we see the factor that can affect the security of the system, that are physical and virtual. The physical refers to any damage or alteration of one or more physical component of the system. That means if the system have, I don't know, chlorine, and that chlorine goes out and damage all the system, that damage is physical. It's an animal come and damage the cables, or a person with a shower or pala damage the tube. That is physical damage. So what can we do in physical case? The associated risks are those with the chemical use can damage the structure of the system, such cover the sensor, including the electronic itself. And other damage can both animal or human. Those damage can be from getting the cable, from the structure of the system, anyway. So therefore the equipment will building a material be able to withstand those conditions. Another damage is this connection from the power supply. To prevent this, the system should have autonomous of at least 1 day, along with the notification of the user problem. So that means we have very secure physical with protection for external want to damage the product. For example, how I say, cutting a card, or the chemicals insane damage the plastic, because for example, if you have the skimmer match, maybe it's called, is a filter put in a skimmer. If you add chlorine inside this plastic, the plastic is broken and damaged. So all the system need to be resistant to all the chemical in the pulse, and also can resist the damage from external or its enclosure to protect the component. So we need autonomous system, because maybe some protection jump, like automatic thermal disjunctor, and the user must know, I go to turn up the energy or something is with a energy problem. So it's very important, because if we don't have energy, we don't have pump. If we don't have pump, we can't maintain the pool, because the pump is the heart of the pool. So in the case of virtual case, for virtual case, we can start dividing the problem in two areas. One is communication between different devices, and other area authentication and privacy of the information collected. And the problem is in communication, the great risk is that a malicious user device that disable the link. Could be achieved by causing an interference between the floating channel or doing a DDoS attack. In other words, some come with a dispositive that flowing all the RF possible, or use a DDoS attack to our server. So for the first problem, we can will be a adaptive network. So if we can communicate this node with this other node in a mesh scheme, we can jump from another node. So maybe we can have a dynamic topology, or we can jump in frequency. So that means, oh, this frequency is busy, I can jump from another. And for privacy area, will we use some scheme of certification connectivity between that prevent attack man in the middle, use like certification or so. And another is for DDoS attack, we can say, oh, you repeatedly say me, I want your page, so I am discard all your requests because you are attacking me. So another risk or being consideration is the propagation of some malware in our network. So for model, we have two models. One is view like all the component is an individual. So or individual distinct from which another. In other words, the chlorine sensor is different from the pH sensor. So another word, view is say, okay, all my sensor is equal, and I have a mesh topology, and I am analyze that. So for the first case, view like like individuals, there are so many models we can use, like EFRM and EFM and ERM. That means impulse free model and impulse react model than we view in the course. But in other words, we can know how the system is contact of the system. So we know how to view or how quickly are the affected node in the time. Another we can view it's like a network where we have two mode, SIR, ESI, where the first is we use a vaccine to heal all the node, and in other model we only use self-care. So if we analyze for example, EFM, we view the time of life of ER, it's major. That means the malware it's more probably to be in this type of model. And in the case of SR and SR, that's now the ESR promote a lower total maximum infected node. So that means for us, if we can release a vaccine more quickly, we can restore from the um, the malware, and less node is bit affected. So, in conclusion, it's very important to analyze all. So without a doubt, the system must be shielded from threats. But the question is, what are the fundamental priority risks in which will we put more vigorous? So without doubt, the fundamental element is the connection and storage of the information in the server of the cloud. Since this is where the operation parameters are well and other personal information, when its physical protection either to external threats or damage by chemical, and finally the protection against supply cuts. That is because the data information is very important, because if the attacker can modify the parameter of the information, the system can go and add, I don't know, more acid or more chemical to the water, so the water can be used. Or the user say, oh, I add more chemical, but they don't say us, the system, and modify the system, so the system don't say, hey, the water is dangerous. So that is very dangerous for our system. So the physical protection, it's important, but it's important in the design process, because the selection of the materials and the design of the engineering design is important, but then you can modify the physical form very easy or cheapest. And the protection against supply code is not very important, because maybe the user can go and the solution amply used in the industry, in the server or another industry. So the most important, we need to protect the data of the people, and that is all of my presentation. Thank you.